Okay, today I'm taking my very first look at War for Cybertron Siege Chromia. And as with any of my unboxing type reviews, I have not actually studied this figure. So this isn't one of those instructional guides as to how to transform Chromia. I will attempt to transform her, but really it's more of a test if it's an intuitive transformation. And basically giving you my first thoughts on having gotten the figure. I may do a proper review, like a studied review after this. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. For now, just right off the bat, she does look very attractive as a figure. I really like the choice in the cyan and light blue that they used for this figure. And I also really like the art. I'm not 100% sure if we can get her to this level of sleek with the amount of kibble she has, but let's see what happens. And of course we have the Siege artwork here on the side, and as you can see, the alt and robot modes on the back, and also it's telling you that you can use battle masters with her. Great, cool. Okay, so I've already actually just technically removed the tray from the box and snipped off the cables just so it's easier for me to get to the figure. So that's why you'll also notice that these things have already fallen off. This gun was situated there, and these, I don't know what these are. Let's call them barrels. So these barrels were over here initially. Okay, so it looks roughly about the size of Elito 1 and RC. So I'm gonna go ahead and take her out of her packaging. Oh, she just came right off. Okay. And let's take the blaster. I really like this blaster. It's got two tones to it. Is this removable? Oh, it is. Okay, interesting. So it's a removable blaster thingy. And the barrels look like... do they attach? I feel like they might, but I'm not sure how. Is this how you do it? Okay, I'm literally just figuring this out. Okay, so I'm not looking at the instructions yet, but I am just looking at those, well, the art on this, and trying to figure out how her weapons sit. And it does, oh, okay. Oh, so the blaster morphs. Okay, so it's not these things. It's this. You can move it over here to form some sort of scope, I guess. Interesting. Okay, and it feels like... ah, okay, I can actually extend it out. That's interesting. That's cool. It's not something I figured I could do, but I don't see on there where these barrels are supposed to go, but let's figure that out later. But that's a really cool modular accessory. I don't think we've gotten a lot of those in the Siege line, so this is appreciated. I like it. Okay, so let's take a look at the figure itself. Chromia. Hello, Chromia. These feel a little loose, but okay, let's start from the top. Okay, so head is on a ball joint. Okay, nice clear window there. Okay, so so you move these to the back. Okay, so that's how you get that look from the packaging. Oh, I see. Okay, so these barrels are supposed to go on here, are they? Yes, they are. Looks like. Okay, so according to the packaging, that's where they're supposed to go. I'm only looking at the packaging and not the instructions. Again, I want to make sure that this figure is intuitive when I transform it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, ball joint here, swivel joint, arm bend. The wrist bends inward, but no swivel. So that's fine. I mean, it's understandable. Okay, and then hip articulation. What is it? Is it hip articulation? Oh, it's not. Okay. is it? Wait. Oh, it's not. Oh, okay, that's weird. So this can come off. Strange. I wonder if that's to facilitate transformation in any way. We'll see. Okay. Strange for that thing to be able to come off on a female figure. Just saying. Alright, so, okay. Knee bend. Not double jointed, not like Alita or RC. Okay. Okay, so the feet bend, and that's about it. No, there are no ankle rockers. Okay, cool. But let's talk about the paint, shall we? So the paint's really nicely done. I mean, okay, so they have some parts that are this very light cyan, and they mimic it with paint in the sky blue parts. It's nice, and accented with a lot of red and white. It really works. So essentially it's two colors of plastic other than the tires, of course, which are black. And everything is nicely color matched, I think. Oh, some silver, of course, because it's a siege toy. So there's gonna be some damage. Interesting. Okay, so let's see how we can transform this, okay? So I'm just gonna put this over to the back so I have an idea what it's supposed to look like. Okay, this looks like it wants to come down this way. Alright. Now what about this? Okay, so from the instructions, not the instructions, but from the thing, it says, it looks like at least, these wheels get hidden. But how do we get them there? Okay, so everything here looks like, okay, so this is the front. Okay, so let's do it this way. Do these peg together? Yes, they do. So let's do that. They peg together, but not securely. So I'm wondering if I'm doing this right. Huh. Okay. This feels like it should have another extra piece. Ah, there it is. Okay. So bring that down. Okay. Ah, I see. It's not super secure, but I see where they're going with this. Okay, so I believe we're done with the front section already. That was fast. Okay, so how do we do this back part is my question. Okay, so it appears like, oh, interesting. So the thrusters are there. And then what? Do you hide these? Do these get hid? I feel like I'm super close to finishing this. I'm just not sure how, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun so far. Okay, let's see. I think I should remove these. Okay, so they go there probably after transformation. Okay. Wait, no. No. I wasn't supposed to. Wait, so there is waist articulation. There was waist articulation. But the question is, how do I? Because these just go out. This is fun. I am having fun, actually. Just figuring this out. It's not annoying yet. Okay, so that thing is supposed to be the back section. But is there room for it to... Ah! Okay, this figure wins. This figure wins so much. feel like I just figured everything out and I'm so happy. Okay, so yeah, but so those hands really just stick out there? Okay. Alright, okay. So yeah, this I feel like I can just glue this on. Because it keeps coming off and it's not supposed to. Is this some sort of weird fan service thing? Because honestly, keeps coming off. Little cyano, did I say that right? Cyanoacrylate is probably gonna do the trick. Okay, so now, wait, where do we put... Okay, I feel like I've mostly figured everything out, but where do we put these thrusters? Does she just hold them? Is that what happens? There's not a back section to this figure, so I'm not 100% sure I'm doing this right, but I feel like that might be a thing. Is that what you do? Is it? That feels weird. I feel like that's wrong. Okay, at this point I will be now looking at the instructions because I don't feel like I'm doing that back part correctly. But otherwise, most of the figure was easy to transform for a beginner. So I like. Okay, so let's take a look at the instructions real quick. These are the instructions. I wasn't supposed to put them here. I was supposed to actually put them here. So yeah, my bad. Completely missed that. It was super obvious also. The pegs were right there. I just didn't see them. But this one doesn't seem to want to lock in place as nicely as it should. But overall, I like it. I like the figure. Okay, so it's saying that I can put this gun here, and I can also remove this, put it on top like a scope, and replace it. So it's kind of like a spoiler of sorts. It's nice. I like it. It's really nice. It's very much, it's much more Siege than Elita 1. Okay, so just really quickly comparing her with Generations, or really Legends RC, and War for Cybertron Netflix Elita 1. She looks great with them. Like, they all look like different characters, which they should, to be honest. Like I said in my previous videos, I did not elect to get Earthrise RC because essentially I found this to be a better mold, and as an effect of that, I wanted to get Elita 1, and essentially she ended up looking like a completely different figure from RC. So I like this whole set. I love that I finally have Chromia, Elita 1, and RC all looking like different characters, and they all scale together really, really nicely, and they all look like their own bots, essentially. I also love that of all of them, Chromia may look like the more elaborate of all of them, but also she has this, you know, interesting blaster with essentially 2 colors of plastic. So that's different from these other 2. Now, just as an aside, I also have a little bit of a fun thing that I did here. I actually don't use Elita and RC's blasters with the right figures. I give RC Elita 1's blaster because it's clear, and I give Elita 1 RC's blaster. It just looks better with a red. So red and gray. And you can store them both much better in their alt mode. So that's an entirely different topic, and I probably should make another video about that. And yeah, but otherwise, I love these three. Prime's Angels, I believe some people call them. And I feel like this is such an interesting collection to have. Right, I mean, look at that. The swivels on the hips are a little loose on mine, but nothing too bad. Overall, I still like the presentation of the figure. So let's compare them all in alt mode. Okay, here are Elita 1, Chromia, and RC in all of their alt modes. And as you can see, they scale together really nicely, but all look very different. So I love the fact that they're all their own bots, essentially. And this is making me appreciate this mold so much more. Anyway, so again, final thoughts on Chromia. I love this figure. It's very intuitive, but fun. I mean, it's not easy to transform, but also still very fun to attempt to transform. I'm going to still be looking at the instructions to see if I had missed anything, but essentially I feel like that's pretty much how she should transform, and I was able to nail it. And she looks great with the other Transformers Deluxe Fembots, so to speak. Anyway, so yeah, will I recommend getting Chromia? Of course, I will. And I love it, actually. I love this figure. I love it just as much as I love Legends RC. And the complete opposite of how I felt about Elita 1 when I got her in the first place. Thank you so much for joining me on this unboxing review of Chromia from War for Cybertron Siege. And this has been X Paco. You have been watching X's Toy Universe.